Hello everyone, and welcome back to PSGL PCF4 for the finale of the season. Season 31, we're here at Great Britain for round 11. We've got 3 drivers today fighting for the championship, with that being Leroy Brown leading on 87 points, Bogdan Moldovan on 86 points, and then Harvey Cohen just shy behind on 80 points. So obviously all's to play for in this race. And once we get on live coverage, Josh will be going through the required points needed for each driver to win the championship. But it's been an amazing season. You know, it's mine and Josh's first full season on PSGL. Obviously, you know, we did F4 last season, but only from round 9 through to 14. So this is our first full season. It's been amazing. You know, obviously everyone in the chat, as usual, absolutely amazing. So, you know, we can't thank you more. But we'll be on to live coverage very shortly after Josh goes through the standing results after round 10. Alfie Bush was fought to first in F2, but now we're on board with F4. 5 lights are out, and it is lights out and race on for the USA Grand Prix. Harvey gets a pretty good start, but look at Leroy Brown. He's got the inside line going into turn 1. Leroy Brown, will he take the lead? Yes, he does, but look at Lefted up to P3. Oh! And that's Harvey on a bit of a spin, but Lefted up to P3 now. Bogdan Moldovan in 8th. We'll look a bit further down. We've got Lucas Hendrick battling with Claude, who's already up to P11.
Well, that's just what we expected from Clud, wasn't it, to make such a great start? And he's fighting with them now through the middle section. Weird that they all glitched down and ghosted. That's not usually a feature. That should have been a contact with Lefted touching the back of Harvey Cohen. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad it hasn't been, but that's a very strange start as he comes back through into turn 11, but it's a McLaren 1-2, Aston Martin 3 with Mercedes 4, but that is a brilliant start from Leroy Brown, getting back into pole position, exactly where he needed to be, and now Harvey Cohen's coming under pressure as they head down the back straight, and it's side by side further back.
Yep, Jack Humphries and Bogdan Moldovan under pressure at seat. Jack's going to take the outside line on Bogdan. Bogdan's going to take the inside line, but this is going to be close. Can Bogdan make it work? He pushes Jack off there, but keeps a position of 8. Clud up to 9th now, fighting with Jack Humphries. And they're getting very close, and Clud's got the inside line into turn 15. Oh, and I think Harlem nearly at the back of Cameron Dowd's that. But
Everyone's
that's Clud.
Yep,
Clud into P9.
This is great. So Clud's moved up, 4 places from where he started at the back. So well done, Clud, as he gets back up. But I'm surprised we haven't had anybody crash on the opening lap because it's more dodgy. Clud's going to go around the outside line of Humphries. Humphries looks like he's lagging as well, Richie.
Ooh, big lock up from Clud there. Puts Jack Humphries back into P9 for now. And then apart from that, there's no battling going on ahead. So everyone's got to stay in that 4 to 5 tenths gap. At least everyone apart from Race K is in the DRS train. Not them to Race K. He's cut the 1.2 seconds behind Lucas Hendrick, who is here for his first race in PSGL F4 for a good part of the season. Cameron was in P3 in the championship, so he's been a bit of an underdog. He's kept quiet and he's been consistent, which is what he wants. He's finished points, I think, in every single race this season so far. The underdog. Oh, lefted round.
Oh no, left is spun in, and now he's really dropping. And that, I think he's coming out of turn 8. So I wonder if he's clipped the
no front wing.
No front wing. Okay, so he's run into somebody.
On the back of Harlan Marquis now coming down in towards turn 11. On the exit turn 11. Look at this. Look at the speed that Bogdan's got.
Beautiful round the outside. It's going to be tricky to hold that one together. Don't run into each other. Not again. The 2 alphas side by side. And Marquez is really going to hold it on the outside. Clud's coming on the inside line.
Oh, it's funny.
Under pressure. Well, he had an opportunity to go on the inside line, and then he's thrown it away as Marquez does pass Moldovan. Moldovan tries to cut back and swings it round the outside line, but not enough pressure. So I think Clud suffered there with premature spinning.
Yeah. Harvey passed Leroy. Didn't see that one. That one came out of nowhere. And the thing is, it's hard to see because for me, they've both got very similar names. Both ended in AN. The first names both ended in Y, so you don't really notice the difference. And then you're looking like, oh, hang on, we swap positions.
So Harvey Cohen leads the race. Leroy Brown is down to 2nd. You're right, we did miss that when we were trying to work out if the game had a glitch, I think.
Yeah.
But Harvey's gone through. I wonder if that was tactical.
Harvey and Menno into the pit lane.
Yeah, and coming in as well is, I think, Bogdan Moldovan. And Humphries, they're all diving in. So Leroy Brown does take the lead of the race. So what we thought might happen has happened.
Yes.
as well, and they've all gone on to medium compound tyres. So that's a good strategy to go on to now.
Definitely. But we look at Cameron. He's now 5.5 seconds behind Leroy. This is good for Bogdan because Bogdan, possibly under DRS, could get past Cameron this lap. Then, obviously, because Holmes already pitted, Bogdan can pit this lap and possibly come out, net P5, depending on what happens with the drivers behind. Because, obviously, you come out the pit lane, the tyres are a lot colder. I've never really raced this track, so I don't know what cold tyres are like on there. Currently, Leroy Brown pits. We'll look at Harvey and see where Harvey comes out. Because this is pretty, essential for the win of this race. If Harvey can come out ahead of Leroy, then I think Harvey could possibly have it. Leroy's now going to be heading out the pit lane soon. Where does Harvey come out? Does he come out behind or ahead? Bogdan's also in the pit, same as Cameron Dowds.
Leroy's leaving the pit lane now. He is across it now and running up towards turn 1, but Harvey's already taken it as well. But does Menno get through? Harvey leads. There's Leroy. And Menno's going to come in too. Is it still a McLaren 1-2? Yes, it is. Menno can't get ahead, so the strategy perfectly. My goodness me, this is a mess.
That was, Bogdan got hit there by Jack on the inside. Bogdan's now down to 7th, so that didn't work. But look at Jack all over the back of Cameron Dowds. 1/10 between the two. We're going to go back to interval just so it's easy to see who's in DRS, and we'll swap back.
He's going round the outside, and Jack takes 5th. What a tremendous move.
Very nice.
Right on the outside, at the part of the track you could never overtake at, and Jack Humphries says, move over and hold my Aunt Bessie's beer. I was to be... Oh, hello!
We've had a move.
Humphries going around the outside line, and Marquez has dropped back. They're side by side between them now as well, and Marquez just stays back. Well, they've all woken up.
That battle's brought Cameron closer than Bogdan.
This is insanity.
You see, he's finally... Okay, the thing is, Cameron, you can see, takes a bit of a wider line than the other two ahead.
Putting it right in as well. And then
this is catching.
Heavily. And now, coming out the last corner, up towards... Whoa, that was a bit of a twitch there.
But look at Cameron.
Going defensive. Come on,
on the outside. Oh, bit of a glitch there. And this time, it stays behind. I've seen a bit of a glitch, and for some reason... Jack
Off goes Cameron!
Now...
Cameron's off in the wall!
Now, I did not see that one coming.
Harlem, I think, had a massive kick of oversteer and it's whacked into him. Oh, no.
Well, it could have been Bogdan, because Bogdan was behind.
Right there, too.
Oh, no. Bogdan, yet again. What's he done? That was...
That's crucial for the World Championship.
It is.
So, Cameron Downs off into the wall. One of the top 4 in the championship hunt as well. Get eliminated. And now he's behind Bogdan. That is him officially, I think, out of the championship running.
Yeah, it is. It is. I think he's out now because, he'll be out.
How do we call this one for Harvey Cohen? I'll tell you what, though, the last 2 races he's won, we've both made errors on calling it. So at least this time we know it's definitely Harvey Cohen.
Yeah.
Because the graphics kept glitching.
Last time, what did you call him last time? What was it now?
Harlem Marquez.
Yes, it was Harlem. You said it was like, hang on, what?
Yeah, it's Harvey Cohen who's won the race. But this has been fantastic. And look how close Jack is getting now to the back.
Could spin. Cold spin. Spun. That's not
there
good.
We go. Just lost it at the exit.
But look at Jack.
Coming into the braking zone, he's going to go for the inside line. So much more slipstream. He pulls around the outside line, side by side to the braking zone. Marquez cuts the corner, forces off Jack. Molderman's coming in for the battle now as well. And Humphries on the inside line. They're nearly touching. Is Molderman going to find a way through here as well? That's the question. Molderman goes to the outside line to try and take Humphries round it. They make contact. Off the track goes Marquez as well. And out of the last corner, we're going to have to press button 1 as Harvey Cohen crosses the line and wins here in Kota, but come back immediately to this battle now with the top 5 as well. As Molderman is in P4, Molderman's even past Marquez. The championship extension now definitely goes the way. The 2 alphas side by side to the line, and Harlem Marquez crucial in front of his 4th, and Bogdan Molderman finishes in 5th, and that is crucial for the championship. I don't think Harlem Marquez should have done that. He should have backed off for Bogdan to get the extra points, and that could be crucial for the World Championship next week. One little mistake there, and it's cost them big time. But the big thing, Harvey Cohen wins 3 in a row. Leroy Brown second. Bogdan Moldovan is fifth. They're the three that will go down to Silverstone as the title contenders. So coming into the last round of the season then, Leroy Brown leads the title by just 1 point to Bogdan Moldovan, and Harvey Cohen is back on 80. Now, in order for Brown to win, he can score in any position inside the top 10. For Moldovan, he must finish in the top 9 or 10th with the fastest lap. And for Cohen to win, he must finish 4th or higher, and yes, that does include with the fastest lap bonus point. A three-way title fight, not going bad, is it, overall? And in the Constructors' Championship, McLaren lead the way on 121 points. They are just about the Constructors' Champions. Not that many points then, easy. A 1-3 would easily clinch it as well to Alfa Romeo. Alpine are too far back as well. They're in a personal battle with Williams that can be settled today. Red Bull over Haas as well. Mercedes further back. They've clawed their way back up with some impressive racing in the past 5 races. Ferrari, AlphaTauri and Aston Martin round out the top 10.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, this is it then. This is it, the last weekend of the year, Richie. I can't believe we've finally got here.
Yeah.
And we're at Silverstone. Are you
exciting.
nervous? I'm nervous.
I'm nervous because I want it to go well. But then again, see, I've got a mix of emotions because I'm happy because it's, it's a final race. But I'm sad because it's like, we've had such a great season and now it's going to come to an end tonight here in Silverstone.
Yeah, this is going to be absolutely madness as well to try and keep up with this. And I've got a fly hanging around the commentary box, and it's nervous as well. I can tell you, it's buzzing around all it has been all day. But hopefully, fingers crossed, we're going to be in for a good race. Now, qualifying is going to come up shortly as well. But we did have an announcement of the new calendar for next season as well. And it does look tasty, doesn't it?
It does.
Which is, well, we're back at Monaco. Can't believe that one. It was a great race last season, and hopefully it's going to be an even better race this year.
Yeah, but if Josh, you want to talk through the track, here we go.
I do. It's Silverstone.
Oh,
RAF.
it hasn't worked, but
hasn't
just continue.
Well, luckily, I don't need a graphic to talk about this amazing circuit. It is Silverstone, a former RAF base as well. The 5.9 kilometre circuit, 3.63 miles as well. Legendary corners around the circuit. I don't even need this little book of mine either. It starts all the way at Abbey, then go to Farm Curve, Village, The Loop, Aintree, down the Wellington Straight, into Brooklands, then into Luffield, Woodcut. Then you just rolls off the ton with Copse, Maggots, Beckett, Chapel, down the Hanger Straight, flicking into Stowe as well, one of the fastest corners on the track. Hard braking for the Vale chicane, and the tight little right-hander that ends it all at 18 is Club Corner as well. This is going to be fantastic. 3 DRS zones, of course. One down the Stamford Straight, one down the Wellington Straight, and one down the Hanger Straight as well. We're going to be into an absolutely fantastic situation, as you can see on your screen now as well. This is the title permutations as well. As we talked to you about as well, 3 drivers in contention to win this year's title. That is Brown, Moldovan and Cohen. Now, Brown enters on 87 points. He can score anywhere inside the top 10, and he can now have a chance to be the F4 champion. For Bogdan Moldovan to have a chance at being the title, with him being on 86 points, he must finish in the top 9 or 10th position with the fastest lap. And for Harvey Cohen, it's quite simple. He's on 80 points, the furthest back out of anybody. He has to finish inside the top 4 or higher to stand a chance of being this year's champion. It's quite simple. It's incredibly easy to think about as well. And fingers crossed, Richie, we're in for, I hope, a good race when we go green eventually in around about 25 minutes' time. But the green light is on. Qualifying is good.
And here we go. Mercedes going at first. Let's look. Is that Ethan Watkins? Just so you know, was previously known as Called, but he's joined a team since, and obviously, you know, he's using his real name now. So, yeah, Called is Ethan Watkins. And then apart from that, I don't think we've got any new people today. Actually, we know we have. We've got Race K. I mean, the AlphaTauri.
Race K coming back in as well. Bartos Murillo coming back into the championship after debuting a couple of weeks back, as well as thankfully Richie's screen sharing is working, because at the moment I'm just stuck at the wing section as well. But out on the circuit then comes the Mercedes as well. Left it in second position as well. Race K with Killing Race K as well at the top. Jack Humphries in fourth position as they come down the back straight. And fingers crossed as well, Richie, that everybody has a good, safe qualifying and nobody makes the mistakes that we all hope they don't want to. Because the last thing we want, the last thing we want is bad situations out there. But
just have to tab out a second.
No worries. Hala Marquez has started back out onto the circuit, which is fantastic news as well as they come back through. And left it into positions as well at the back half of the circuit. So we should be in for an interesting little race as they come back now. As on board now with Menno coming through Maggots and Beckett's. And this little section of the circuit always holds a little special place in my heart, because it is just all out full throttle, isn't it?
Yeah, all the way through. Apart from a little let off onto the entrance Max and Beckett's, and then it's just full throttle the whole way. Obviously down now into Stowe, and he's now coming into the last chicane up towards turn 1.
Little chicane then, loop it in. This will be the start of his flying lap. Let's hope it's a good one. Green flag, qualifying is go. Let's see there. Down to turn 1, usually taken in 7th gear flat out. Can he keep the apex? Flick it in. He did it in 8th gear. What pace that car has got to stick in flat out 8th gear. Down to 4th gear then for turn number 3 at Village. Into the loop then as well. The slowest point on the track opens up coming into Aintree and the Wellington Straight. There's the DRS. And as it comes down towards Brooklands as well, Richie, the car is just on fire at this point as he gets loosened up.
Yeah, definitely. Now he's coming towards Luffield and Woodcote now, Menno. He's set a pretty good sector 1, so he's obviously going to try and hold that up in sector 2 and 3 and hope to try and get himself in that top 5, which I think he's definitely capable of doing. You can see now, coming up towards Cops is Menno now, and you can see he's able just to flick the car in by barely even braking. And now charging up in towards Maggots and Beckett's, a little let off into the entrance, and then after that, it's just full throttle. And you can see that little let off into 6th. He's going to shift up to 7th on the exit. There we go. And now he's charging down towards Stowe. This is the hanger straight, isn't it?
Yep, down the hanger straight towards Stowe. Now braking hard. Yep, 6th gear. I would have taken that in 5th. He's put a lot of faith in the amount of speed he can carry on through. Into Vale, 4th gear. Rise that up. He's put it into 5th. That's brave. I think this will be a time that can't be beaten. It's a 1:27.055 and it will be beaten. Left is still a 1:26.756 as well. As Moldovan, there we go. Championship protagonist as well. Jumps into the top spot with a 1:26.718. And Cameron Downs goes 3rd as well as we watch Harvey Cohen. And now Leroy Brown finishing lap. Go on, Richie.
Yep, see what Leroy Brown can do into the final corner. Can he get past Bogdan Moldovan? Yes, he can. By nearly half a tenth there. Now next we'll watch on board with Harvey Cohen. The other McLaren, is he able to make yet again a McLaren 1-2? Harlan Marquis goes quickest by 2 tenths.
Wow, well, he may be on the title hunt, but that's an amazing opening lap time gambit then for Marquez. Here comes Harvey Cohen as he flows it in as well. Is it a good lap time? Is it a better lap time to be found out there at the moment? Yes, I think it is.
And then we can see into the final chicane yet again. Harvey Cohen this time. Up towards the line. Infeth on a bit of a snap there with the rear. Comes up to the line and goes only 5th. Definitely not good for him at all. We'll go on board with... Who should go on board? Oh, man, no, Boris Amaro, sorry. Goes 8th. And Jay goes 7th. Yeah, so not the best lap from Harvey at all. Putting him below both of his championship rivals. We'll go on board with Jack Humphries, currently in the Haas. Looking to set a tie, currently 12th, but obviously that's because he hasn't set a lap. Thomas Galt, 27.4. So that's obviously not a representable lap time, considering Harlan Marquis is nearly a tenth and a half quicker. So obviously Thomas Galt will have to either go around again, or hop into the pits and go for an extra lap compared to the others. But now Jack Humphries coming to the exit of the hanger straight in towards Stowe.
Throws the car in, 5th gear with acceleration as well. Then took 6th at the exit, but he's decided to box.
Yep, that's a surprise. Now look at Ethan Watkins in the Mercedes, racer for the Intrepid Racing team. Intrepid Esports team, I probably should say. And now Ethan Watkins touches the curb a little bit there on the way on to the final corner, which is definitely not what he wants to do. Now in towards turn 1. Goes Ethan Watkins in gear 8, keeps it all the way around into the farm curve. You can see it keeps it nice and close to the apex in towards turn 3 now. And yet again, he's got to be touching those apex, which he does pretty perfectly. In towards turns 4 and 5, goes a little bit wide on the exit, but he's able to get the power down nice and early now, charging down the Wellington Straight towards Brooklands, Luffield and Woodcut. Let's see what Ethan could do. Set to 1, he goes fastest with a 27.3 there. Now into Luffield. Very nice. Going for a bit of a wider line, but he's able to get the power nice and early on the exit. Into Woodcut now. Very nice from Ethan. He doesn't seem to be having much issues at all. He's able to get the power down nice and easily, so he's got a very nice setup. Now in towards Cops and keeps it in 8th all the way through Cops. Very nice.
Flat out through Cops' corner. How does he take Maggett and Beckett? Flicks it to the left, then to the right again with full throttle. Brakes just about. It down 1 gear, now down 2. Coming through Beckett's. That was beautiful from Ethan Watkins as he comes down into the hangar straight. Sector 2 is an up time as well with Purple as he hammers down in towards Stowe. Flick the car in. This is looking mega good as well for the Mercedes.
Yep, looking really good into the final chicane now, the Vale chicane. Let's see what Ethan Watkins could put on the board. Definitely in that top 3. Maybe he can get pole, let's see. Ethan Watkins now up towards the line. What time does he set? He sets on a 1:26.5. Puts him P2.
Great opening gambit then from everybody, but let's take a look where our championship protagonists are, because Brown's in 3rd, Moldovan is 4th, and Cohen's in 6th. So not much separating them on the grid at the moment, with 10 minutes, 30 seconds to go of qualifying.
But I'd like to comment, on Ethan Watkins. Qualified 11th in Saudi Arabia, and I think he qualified 12th in Kota, and now he's currently looking for 2nd. And we saw what his pace was like on those opening laps at both rounds 9 and 10. So if he can do that from the back, what can he do from P2? Is a question.
Can't wait to see this. It's going to be absolutely fantastic as well as the count down.
Goes quickest in sector 1, heading into Nuffield and Woodcote now. Is Van Nagel set pole in, I think it was round 9 or round 10, one of the 2 he set pole. And unfortunately, didn't get any points on any of those weekends, I don't think, due to penalties and stuff, and obviously retired in Kota. But it's Van Nagel now in towards Cops. Very nice. Goes a little bit wide, but luckily doesn't invalidate. Now heading towards Maggots and Beckett's.
Listen on board. Car was unstable. 6th gear still. Back on the accelerator. Down the hangar straight then. He left it in 7th gear quite a long time as well. The car was almost auto-revving. Drops down to 6th gear. A lot of lag at the exit as well with the speed. Takes it up to 7th before the rev limiter. Drops down for 3rd gear. He selected coming into the Vale chicane. Gets a good exit out of club. What's the time then for Van Nagel across the line? He jumps up to 6th for the 1:26.797. That's a very nice time. But here comes Leroy Brown. It's the one we're all watching as well as he tries to go for the championship as he's leading.
Yep, coming in towards Brooklands now, Leroy Brown on his second flap. He's a 10th up. Very nice. That's already good enough to possibly put him into that top 2 on the front row. And obviously, he's still got a lot of work to do in sector 2 and 3, but he's now heading out towards Woodcut and then down towards Cops. So Leroy Brown currently leading the championship. Obviously, only technically needs to score 1 point to secure the championship. Obviously, depends where Bogdan and Harvey Cohen finish. But now he's heading up in towards Maggots and Beckett's now. And let's see if he can try and improve in this middle sector.
Got to take it good. Got to take it very, very flat out. He's got a good exit coming out of Chapel as well. DRS is open down the hangar straight as well. Now, the big answer is, does he, A, have the grip he needs? Does he have the right setup is question B. And question C, can he stay within the track limits? Because here at Silverstone, it is incredibly difficult.
It is. And
Go on, Reggie.
I was going to say, it's surprising that we haven't seen many drivers invalidate just yet. Second.
Leroy goes second. 1:26.470. Right, game on. If he finishes second in the race without the fastest lap, that'll be 99 points. If he finishes second with the fastest lap, it'll be 100 points.
Oh, Harvey Cohen's invalidated.
Right, so
on
that's the
his
first
flying
worry
lap.
then.
So now we're on board with Bogdan Moldovan, just coming through in towards turns 3 and 4 now. Obviously going to be looking to improve. Currently P4, very good qualifying so far. But if he wants to get ahead of his championship protagonist, he needs to get at least 3/10 in that Alfa Romeo. His teammates managed to do that perfectly fine and qualifies just 5 thousandths ahead of Leroy Brown. But in towards Brooklands now comes Bogdan Moldovan. He's down in Sector 1.
Yeah, losing a lot of time, isn't he? We were talking last weekend after the end of the United States Grand Prix. Who do we think would win the title? I remember you said Bogdan Moldovan surely will do it. I put up Leroy Brown as being the most consistent throughout the year as well. And no one can deny Harvey Cohen's pace in the past 4 races as well, winning 2 of them as well. The same goes for Bogdan Moldovan. Mid-season, he was having the worst first half, got to Belgium and started winning. The car clicked with him, the game clicked with him, but Leroy Brown has been competitive all season long, and at the moment, one round 3, and now on course as well to lead the title into the last round of the season. It's all going perfect as well for Leroy, but Bogdan into the pit lane now because Bogdan Moldovan.
But Bartosz Samara goes P4 with a 26.6. Jay is currently 12th, but I need to quickly head out for a second. So, Josh, I'm going to leave everyone with you.
No worries. And yeah, as I was saying as well, because Bogdan Moldovan and Harvey Cohen have sort of become the flies in the ointment as well of Leroy Brown, as well as Thomas Gal now 14th fastest as things currently stand, comes into Stowe corner, gets a nice little exit. Yellows in third sectors, that's just normal. As Thomas Gal now does pit. Several of the cars in the pit lane, actually, the top 3 are in there as well. Moldovan, lefted is in there, Harvey Cohen, Jay Vihaj, and Thomas Gal all coming into pit lane as well. Wow, this is going to be an enormously exciting race when this one gets started as well. We are, of course, keeping our fingers crossed that everybody can keep it calm and smooth out there. But we do know that that's not always the case. And someone did joke earlier on, what if the top 3 of the championship got taken out at the same time? I think the commentators up here as well will have a little bit of a cry. Yeah, I think if the top 3 got taken out by somebody, we might have a little weep in the commentary box because it was shaping up to be an absolutely fantastic race.
Cameron Dowd, quickest in Sector 1 now, just coming out of Woodcote. Cameron Dowd's got in the 11th, 2 thousandths behind Harvey Cohen, and he's looking to... I think Cameron can get himself in that top 7. I think with a 20, maybe 26.6, 26.7 maybe. And
remember, Cameron was in the hunt for the title last time out, got eliminated due to making contact with Moldovan, I think it was.
Yes,
as well,
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, last week. So that eliminated him from title protagonist as well. But Cameron's been such an amazing racer this weekend, this season as well. And here this weekend, as you just said, Richie, he's up in the 2nd sector.
Which is very nice, heading up out the exit of Stowe now, in towards the Vale chicane. Look to put yourself in that top 7. Let's see if I got that prediction right. Coming out of the final corner now, touch a bit of the curb on the exit, but doesn't really affect him too much, and he goes into top 6.
Well done. Richard, you've got a knack. Yeah. You should play a full manager. I think you'd be really good.
I actually have played it. Yeah.
You had, actually. I was just looking to myself. Why did I say that? We had a conversation about that. But anyway, the Christian Horner alongside me in the commentary box, it seems, as well. Maybe Toto Wolff with your planning as well. Definitely not Ferrari, though.
Yeah, definitely not.
With their questionable management styles over the past season as well. But Cameron Daz does go indeed into P6. Here's Killen Race K now as well. He made his debut last weekend as well here in PSGL PCF4. Round into Copse Corner, now to Maggots and Beckett, and he's having a pretty decent lap time here. Fastest time so far is a 1:27.050, but that still means that, the top 14 runners are separated by 0.8 of a second. Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, but Killian goes fastest, set to 2 there. He's just improved by around 0.2, just shy of 0.2 actually, so good luck to put himself into the top 10. Possibly get past Harvey Cohen, but he goes into the pit lane, so must have been validated or something. Lefted, he's on a lap, so go on board with Lefted now. He's in the Aston Martin. And didn't he get he did get a win, didn't he? Or did he get a podium at, was it Imola?
Got a win.
It was.
Got a win this season.
2.5 tenths for Lefted.
Wow.
That's looking good for the top. We'll say top 4 this time. Lefted in towards Stowe now. We can see he goes a little bit wide on the exit, but that gets him a better exit. Into the chicane now. Let's see what time Lefty can put on the board. Am I able to get him correct with being in the top 4? We'll see. We'll go on board with him now as he comes up towards the line in the Aston Martin. What time does he set? Goes second.
Wow. Well,
That's very
how
nice.
about that? I didn't see that coming.
Nor me.
If they did lead, I've gone into my wrong.
Hang on.
Comments.
The top 3 are separated by 5 thousandths.
Oh, juicy. This is what we like to see.
Exactly.
As well. Just
Thomas
taking a look
Gall.
at Yeah, I can't find lefted in the standings, actually.
I don't think he's anywhere near the top, but he's, I think, in the top 10 in the standings. But looking at the poll, I can only see what Cohen's predicted, and he's got the 41% in the poll for the prediction to win the championship. I don't know about the other two because it's not showing me them for some reason. But Thomas Gall now coming in towards Magnussen Beckett.
Brown's got 27% of the vote, Moldovan's got 32, and Cohen's got 41.
Oh, so big gap between Cohen and Moldovan, and then Brown. How much is for Brown?
Brown's got 27%.
So Brown and Moldovan closer than Cohen and Moldovan are. But we'll see now Thomas Gall coming into Stoke.
Just to remind you, that vote will close on the last lap of the race.
Yeah, we're on board. Actually, we're going to go on, but no, Holmes not on lap, so we're not going to go on board with him. But we'll go back to Thomas Gall now. With his final corner, I'm going to say he's going to get himself into that top 9. We'll see what he can do. Probably 8th or 9th. We'll see now as he comes up towards the line. Is he able to improve? No, by 10th. Thomas Gall, really not on the pace.
In that race, really struggling, yeah.
Yeah, he's completed 3 laps and he's improved from a 127.4 to a 127.1. So
and
he's
that's
still
his qualifying done.
Yeah, he's still over a 10th out. It's really not good for him. But we'll go on board with Leroy Brown. He's coming towards he's not coming towards the line to settle that because he's not on a lap yet. So we'll go on board with Bogdan. Yeah, no, actually, we'll go on board with Harvey because Harvey's the closest. Harvey's up by 700. He's set to 1 now, coming through into set to 2. Is he able to improve in McLaren? Let's see. He improves by 2.5 tenths.
Nice.
So this is only good enough for 5th at the moment for Harvey. So he's got some work to do in Stowe and the Val chicane. But let's see what time he can set on the board. I'm going to say he's going to get 4th because I don't think he's got enough to get first.
Harvey Cohen must finish inside the top 4 to even stand a chance of being this year's champion. At the last corner, does he qualify inside the top 4? He takes pole position! A 126.401! Beat that! And a major beat that as Ethan Watkins goes top! 126.3! With 4 seconds after qualifying, it's all to play for!
Yep, on board with Menno. Menno's invalidated in Sector 2. Thomas Gall is not on a lap, so next up is Bogdan Moldovan.
He's got no front wing! Moldovan starts 9th! That is a disastrous attempt for his championship! And
Harlan goes second.
And into second goes Harlan Marquez. But Moldovan's out of it!
That was surprising. Didn't expect that from Moldovan. Let's see now. Can Leroy deny pole from Ethan Watkins and deny the top 3 from Harvey Cohen? Let's see now. Leroy Brown into the final corner. What time can he put on the board? Let's see. Coming up towards the line now. Is he able to take pole? No, he's not. He stays 4.
So the second runner is a McLaren affair. Bogdan Moldovan starts 9th, but it's Harvey Cohen starting 3rd, right inside that top 4. He needs to get a championship.
The thing is, if it was to finish like this, then Leroy would still get the championship, but Harvey would take 2nd.
Yes.
So Bogdan is currently, after qualifying, 3rd in the championship. Oh, so now that was, I think Jack Humphries went 6th there. It's pushed Bogdan to 10th.
Right, as it stands, if this is how it finishes, Leroy Brown will be on 95 points. Moldovan will be on 87 points. And Harvey Cohen will be on 90 points. So it will be Brown by 5 points in the championship.
Ooh. It's going to be a close one, definitely, into the race. Oh, no, Bogdan's down to 11th.
Oh, what? Who hasn't finished? Everyone's taking the flag.
Yeah, just waiting for a couple of people, Harvey and Ethan, to get into the pit lane. But Ethan Watkins, bravo, takes pole.
Wow. On return, new name as well. Returned and changed his name.
This time, he's gone from the back of the grid to the front of the grid. So, will he go from the front of the grid to very front of the grid, or front of the grid to the back of the grid? We'll do one of the two. But,
Let's get those title permutations up quickly as well, and I'll go through them before the end of the session because I don't know what will happen here. You have to tell me when they're on. You have to tell me they're on because I can't see them on my side.
There we go. They're on.
Lovely. So Leroy Brown, he's on 87 points coming in. He can score anywhere inside the top 10. Bogdan Moldovan is on 86 points. He must finish in the top 3 Go try it again. Moldovan on 86 points must finish inside the top 9 or 10th with the fastest lap. And Cohen on 80 points must finish inside the top 4.
Yeah.
And if we take that away now, thank you very much, Richie. This is how they come in. So Ethan Watkins on pole position. Harlan Marquez is second. And do you want to take us through the rest now that you've had time to
Harvey Cohen takes
off?
third. And then followed by his teammate Leroy Brown in fourth. Followed by lefted Istvan Nagy, Humphreys, Cameron Dowds, Bartos Samora and Java Harsh take at the top 10. Then Bogdan Moldovan just knocked outside that top 10 by around a 10th. Takes 11th. Menno 12th. Race K 13th. And Tamasco with a really poor qualifying. Then in 14th, the 27.117. So definitely not what he wanted.
Yeah, this is going to be madness. Absolutely madness. Have you got your calculations ready, everybody? Because this is it. Silverstone will play host to the grand finale of PSGL PC F4 in season 31. Richie, who's going to be the champion?
Harvey Cohen.
Brave.
It indeed is. So do you think it's going to be champion, Josh? Let's hear it.
Leroy Brown.
Oh, so both gone for McLaren, which means Bogdan Moldovan's got to do a lot of work to prove us wrong.
Yes.
And then the ones we didn't vote have got to try and prove us wrong as well, if I said that right.
Yeah, I think you're bang on. I think you're bang on there. Tensions rising here at
Hello,
Silverstone.
George. Welcome in. And hello, Pogmaster, Luke Humphreys, Molnar.
Hello, George, watching on.
Yeah, I'm starting to shake now. I'm getting nervous. Yeah. It's the final one. Ooh, and everyone's taking their time on purpose now, I think. Because we're waiting for players still.
Getting the right setup as well, getting the right systems ready. Everything's going to start to feel a little bit tense now as well. People with socks on, they're now debating, do we take the socks off? Do we leave the socks on as well? Have I got enough grip on that accelerator pedal? Am I sweating too much in the palms? Can I hold that steering wheel? What if I drop the clutch too much as well? What if I jump the start as well? Every second is crucial. And now we get the countdown with 30 seconds to go. Heart rates are pumping. There's no formation lap either as well. So we've really got to watch in. George as well said looking for a big Ethan Watkins and Bartos Samora race win as well. I think we all are.
Yep, Ethan and Bartos obviously in George Morgan's team, so it makes sense for George to want those two to win.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure George they'll be able to put on a good show for you. Obviously, Ethan taking pole. So very nice for Intrepid. Indeed. So Josh, over to you.
Thanks, Richie. Here we go then, folks. We've had 10 races in this season. It all comes down to this. Round 11, 5 red lights ahead of us. Who's going to be champion today? As we leave the grid at Silverstone, it's a good start from Ethan Watkins. Harlan Marquez will have to keep the inside line the run down to turn 1. Harvey Cohen going to play it safe with the outside line, gets forced off and moves his way into second position. Leroy Brown down into 4th. Istvan Nagy just looking up the inside line for 5th position as well. Not going to try and hold it off. And Leroy Brown is getting absolutely mugged. Not a great start. He's already got a bigger gap. And now round the outside, coming through Aintree, down the Wellington Straight. And Istvan Nagy takes it. There's a Red Bull going wide there. That's Tamas Gal. Race K's up into 12th position. Gal is down to 14th as we ride with Jay Vahaj on the back there as well. Championship check. Moldovan has not moved. He's under pressure now from Bartos Samora, who tries right round the outside, almost on the grass as we go through Luffield. And now this is a bit Verstappen and Hamilton. They're going to go side by side through Cobb's corner. Moldovan gives him the room, and the Ferrari backs out, gets the comeback, slips back through. Now be the outside through Maggett and Beckett, and the Ferrari makes an amazing move. Moldovan down to 11th, and the top 2 others in the championship. Harvey Cohen second. Leroy Brown, though, just has to be inside the top 10, and he's the champion. This is a great race so far.
Very nice from his fan now. Coming up to the outside of Harlan Marquez now, and you can see he's got those medium tyres there, giving him so much more grip. Goes off the track, though. And still, he's trying to take the position. That's not really something this fan should be doing. And, he goes off a little bit there, and they nearly collide. Bit of a Perez-Leclerc moment there. And this time, there's not a through goes Hamilton moment, but through goes Istvan Nagy into 3rd. Also, a bit of a collision between Harlan and Leroy. Up towards turn 1.
And he's going to have the move. He thinks he just cut the corner there and be warned then. by the FIA for that one. Cameron Downs, who's not in the title fight, launches out the inside, hits the side of Harlan Marquez. They do run each other wide as well. Bartos is up into 11th, and what's happened to Killen Race K? He's dropped down to 12th position. Humphrey's back to 7th place as well. An enormous start as Harvey Cohen takes the lead. He goes on the outside, now swaps to the inside. Harvey Cohen leads, and that is exactly what he needed to do. Now is where mathematics start to come into it as well. Harvey Cohen leading this race. He will be on 96 points. He needs the fastest lap for an extra one, but Leroy Brown in 4th position, as things stand, will be on 96. So at the moment, they're level on points. It goes to a countback. And of course, Harvey's going to win more races. So Harvey Cohen at the moment, level on points with Leroy Brown, but Harvey Cohen the champion on countback.
Bogdan again, losing time in that sector too. He just can't get it together. And now obviously Bartos got past him now. Bartos in towards the points now. We've got Bogdan Moldovan on the charge after Bartos tomorrow, then towards Stowe. But I don't think he's going to get anything done just now, but it's not what he wants. You know, he's currently out the points. This is nothing for Bogdan. Currently, he can't win the championship.
Stays on 86 points as well in P11 as well, and that is going to be a bad, bitter taste after such a great second half of the season. But Harvey Cohen took the fastest lap, but then got it taken away by Esteban Nagy. So Harvey Cohen is definitely going for that fastest lap point as the DRS gets enabled, but it keeps just getting taken away from him. Now look at this. We've got the tyre graphics open. Harvey, Esteban and Bartos all started on the medium compound. Everyone else taking the hard tyre. So theoretically, those on the mediums, Richie, they're definitely going to have to stop first.
Definitely, yeah. Unless it's a safety car, obviously, then I think possibly the hard run, you know, we'll see. It's hard to call at the moment because obviously strategy plays a big part, but obviously strategies can change. At the moment, these drivers could be saying, right, we're going medium hard. By the end, they could have pitted 3 or 4 times. You know, obviously safety cars really do play a big part and could play a part in this championship. On the board with Bartos tomorrow now, on the back of Jay, and Bartos has got so much pace. Like we saw in Monza. Pitted for softs and just charged after on this time. He's on the mediums and he's also charging after everyone on the hards. And coming in towards Magnussen Beckett.
Yeah, do you remember though, Richie? Both times Bartos tried that alternate strategy, he ended up spinning out. It happened at Monza, and it happened a week later at Imola. So every time he's on the alternate tyre looking really quick, something usually happens to put him right at the back of the field. But Jay Verhaage had a massive twitch coming out of the back of Luffield as well. We swapped to Ethan Watkins then, who's looking to the inside of Harvey Cohen. The gap between them is 0.2 of a second as we are about to start lap 4. And once again, there's more drama. Bartos is going to try and go around the outside. Gets the switch back as well. How Perez and Leclerc is that? He's gone through, and it's almost a carbon copy move of what Hamilton did on Perez and Leclerc at Silverstone. Up to 9th goes Bartos. Brilliant.
Cameron's dad says rain in 10 to 15 minutes.
Oh, yes. Oh, this is going to make the race even crazier. So,
Jay hits the back of Bartos.
Well,
that was a close
who expected
one.
that? Now,
Not
is
me.
there any damage? No damage. So
that was a close one.
Just giving you a little kiss there, wasn't he? Just a little love tap.
Yeah, I'm gonna ban the camera for that one because the cameras always make it look like they spun them round.
Yeah, it did, didn't it? I thought the way it was drifting from Bartos, I thought it was a goner. He's just held it. As look at that, the top. Look, there's only Bartos with that little mistake. He's closing back in on the second, but the entire field separated by less than a second. And Bartos with that mistake, though, we're going to count that back because look, 0.34 closing back in to make my point valid in around about 10 seconds time.
But on board with Bogdan Moldovan, just 2 tenths behind Jay Verhaage now. Obviously, Bogdan down in 11th. Not what he wants to mention before, but let's see, is he able to get past Jay in towards Stowe? And he seems to be actually losing time down this straight. He's losing a lot of time. He's lost a good 10th there. So he's definitely not got the most quickest setup. And he's going wide. Has he got damage?
I don't know. Do you reckon he's chosen a wet setup?
Could have actually, Could have done.
Because the way that car just sort of dragged out wide coming through Stowe, that's definitely not a normal line. Hopefully everyone's picked up that. But I reckon he's got the wet setup on, and that explains why he's dropping back. He's prepped for rain. So how heavy is that rain going to be in the next couple of laps?
Yeah, it's true. It's a gamble, isn't it? Because obviously it's only on approximate. So it says it's going to rain in 15 minutes. Obviously Bogdan could, we might be wrong, could have took that gamble for a wet setup. It looks at the moment like he's not on a very good setup for the dry, and we can see from his qualifying performance that obviously didn't. That didn't really show much performance
potential
at all. potential's a word. I couldn't get the word out.
End of the long season. It's fine.
And the thing is,
Ethan, go on.
I was going to say, the thing is, though, you can see first, third, and ninth have all gone to the mediums. Are they thinking the rain's going to come sooner than it is?
Yeah, I said at the race earlier on that they're going to have to pit early, but now we know that the rain's coming. They've definitely bolted them on to think the rain's going to come earlier. Everyone else put on hard compound tire. They think it's going to come later into the race. So we've got a real mixed-up Grand Prix coming up. We're already on that 5 of 26. Silverstone goes by in a flash. It's the flattest race of the year. It's the quickest race of the year. And it's always the most dramatic as well, especially with these 22 cars as they come through. I was just pointing out, Ethan was dropping back into the clutches of Istvan, Nagy, but now the balance of power shifted as Istvan has dropped back after a little mistake, and Harvey Cohen's now under pressure from Ethan Watkins. So, and Harlem Marquez does the fastest lap, 1:32.36.
Very nice from Harlem there, obviously on the hard. So, really, I thought the mediums would be quicker, but obviously not. The hard seems to be quicker, the quicker tyre. Menno on the back of Race K now, coming in towards turn 3, and Menno's not had the best start, has he?
No, he has
really.
not, has he?
And
way back.
Yeah, and now the issue is Bartas is still out that one. No, actually, as we say that, he's got. Oh no, he's back out. So he keeps popping into the 1 second, then popping out the 1 second.
Because so he's on the medium tyres, I'm reckoning as well. Why is he struggling? Is he saving fuel? Is he saving ERS power? What's he lost that he had in the opening 4 laps before that little contact with Jay Verhaage?
Henry Moore says meds are falling off quickly, so hoping they can make it until the end of the rain. So that's a big issue.
George has also said that Bartos with a dub as well coming through as well. Everyone just getting into the spirit of this race because it's going to be absolutely chaotic. Here is Ethan Watkins, and he's closing down Harvey Cohen. He's got the DRS now down the hanger straight. Now, is Harvey going to defend as much as we think he will? Against Ethan, we're about to find out. I thought Ethan was going to have a little bit of a run there as well. He got super, super close. Maybe club corner. We've seen that as an overtaking spot today. This is the Vale chicane, and he nearly takes off his front wing and runs into the back of Harvey, and we nearly had to blur the screen because it's not past 9 o'clock for watershed yet. Oh, yellow sector 3.
Oh, that's
and it's
Tamascal.
Spun
around.
He's had a spin.
And, I think that's at the exit of Stowe, possibly. But we're on board with Bogdan Moldovan, currently about 5 tenths behind Jay Verhaage, and then Jay Verhaage 6 tenths behind Bartos Samara. So obviously, they've got their own little train at the moment between 9th and 13th, and there's also a big train from 1st to 8th. And Henry also says, does Harvey win the championship if it finishes like this? Yes, he does. He'll finish on countback because Harvey and Lee will be on the same points. Bogdan will none, so it'll be 96 to the top 2, and then obviously Harvey's had more wins.
Sorry to cut across you, Richie. Jay Verhaage has repassed Bartos as well. Bartos is dropping down massively as Bogdan's going to try and get into the top 10 by slinging around the outside, wheel-to-wheel contact as well, coming through Luffield. Now the Kinker Woodcut as well. Down the national pitch straight towards Cops Corner. Can he find the inside line? No, well, he's right in the back, but it's not Lewis Hamilton, Max Verstappen kind of moment. Bogdan's got to think about the rain coming up and got to think about he's in it for a championship hunt. He was the PCF1 champion last season. He had a terrible start to this year, but in the middle half of the season, he took back-to-back wins, got himself back in the title fight. He's been consistent ever since. This is actually the first crunch point we've seen all season where he's gone back. This time, though, he's not going back. He's going forward. He's into the top 10. Brilliant move.
Very nice from Bogdan. You can see now these mediums are really, really starting to die.
Ethan's taken the lead. Ethan has taken the lead coming into Vale against Harvey Cohen. So Ethan Watkins in the Mercedes leads here at Silverstone. Harvey Cohen down into 2nd position, and that happened down to the Vale chicane. And that must have been a mistake from Harvey because he's already dropped 4.5 tenths back.
But look at the sky. You can tell the rain is going to be on its way soon. But then again, like Henry said, obviously, these mediums are dying off quickly. Bartas has lost 2 positions in the last lap. Harvey's now lost the lead. Istvan's also going to be under pressure from P4 all the way down to P10. So it's a bit of a gamble for these medium runners, but you can see the track's a lot darker here than it was on lap 1 and in qualifying. So these medium runners are really hoping that God plays in their favour and places rain a bit sooner than the hard runners want. Obviously, the hard runners seem to be a bit slower on the initial first few laps. But now it seems to be playing well into their hands.
I'm just taking a look at the ERS difference. Ethan Watkins has 43% ERS. Harvey Cohen has 75. So how on earth that mistake happened, I've got no idea as well, because Harvey should have been able to deploy the ERS and just sort of keep ahead. So must have been a lock-up, must have gone straight. We'll ask him post-race if he's the champion and if he wants to talk, of course. Now, as things stand, with Harvey Cohen in second position, that puts him on 92 points without the fastest laps. And with Leroy Brown in fourth without the fastest lap, that puts him on 95. So at the moment, Leroy Brown is the season 31 champion at the moment in PSGL PCF4. We'll keep you updated with that as we go.
Yeah, but it seems unlikely for Bogdan now. Down in 10th, he's got a lot of work to do to get up. But yeah, it just doesn't look like it's going to work.
Yeah, Moldovan in 10th position only has 87 points. He needed 10th with the fastest lap or 9th better to get onto 88 points in order to start climbing up the championship. That is not happening. And especially if the rain comes, then the fastest lap will go as well. So that fastest lap basis could be eliminated in the next 5 minutes.
That's possible. But the thing is, though, Harvey now, I don't think he'll even try overtaking Ethan again because he wants to save his ERS. Getting in front then means he has to defend. So it's either going to be these top two are just going to keep swapping position, or they're just going to stay where they are. And Harvey's going to try and farm a bit more ERS, just so he's got a bit more later race.
I'll tell you what, Richie, the McLaren's fuel lights are on for both of them. That means that one of them is coming into the pit lane or thinking about a pit stop. So is it Harvey Cohen or is it Leroy Brown who's going to dive into the pit lane? Because they've both got their lights on. Now Harvey's have gone off and Leroy's has stayed on. So is anyone going to dive into the pit lane this lap? No, they've both gone through. So I think a little bit of teamsmanship there between, well, not teamsmanship, but rivalry between the two. That if that rain comes, they're both selecting on their MFD as well. I want to pit now. I want to pit this lap. I want to pit this lap for Inters. That's triggering to me that they're now starting to think the rain's coming shortly. So they're just getting ready on their dials saying Inters this lap. But they're going to keep going past the pit lane.
That's the issue they have. Just say the rain was to come next lap and it was Inter straight away and there was no safety car. Which one's going to pit first? Because obviously, Harvey wants to pit first, but probably so does Leroy. So then does Leroy have to stay out a lap?
Well,
obviously it will. This is going to be tricky.
They can double. But it's longer to double in the game than it is in real life. So it adds around about another 5 seconds on to pit stop time.
It's going to be close. That's an issue these top two, second and fourth have got. That's the only issue, the pit stops. They're on the same team, so they're going to the same pit box. Yeah, so those two are going to have to think, they've got to think maybe more team-wise than driver-wise for that singular pit stop, which could help Bogdan. You never know. A pit stop issue is all that they don't want.
And if Bogdan were able to come in and have a clean stop and jump the pair of them, if it rains suddenly, he could jump right up the order because the Alfa Romeo garage is further down the pit lane than the McLaren garages. Moldovan ran the outside of Jay Vahaj into Stowe corner. Another supreme move. That puts him into 9th place. And now that puts him on the 88 points as well, depending whether Leroy Brown or Harvey Cohen don't score points. So that now puts Moldovan into the chance to win the title, finally, with 9th place.
Left it also on the back of Jack. Jack seemed to backed off a little bit from Cameron. Cameron just sitting inside that top 6. Oh, Thomas God's retired in the pit lane. Nobody can't really do much from where he was. Obviously, he just wasn't on the pace today, which is unfortunate for Tamas. Because obviously, we look at Imola and he was in that top 2 pretty much the whole race. So he was looking very good. But Lefty. Yeah, but the issue is now Lefty's also nearly at the side that 1 second of Jack. So he's got to be preying on the DRS for the next couple of laps, and Bogdan then he's 2.1 seconds behind. So he's got to defend from Jay and Bartos behind, and he's also got to try and attack Lefted if he wants to at least stay within the within that top 8. So it's a hard job for Bogdan, and obviously bigs up to Bogdan as he said he's not been feeling the best. I think he must have had a cold or something. But he said he's still going to race today, even though he's not feeling 100%. So, that is all, well done to Bogdan, no matter where he finishes, obviously.
Absolutely, and Bogdan, as you said, wasn't going to race, is racing. Oh, Bartos has got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, so that's going to drop him down. Killen Race K has also received a penalty recently as the yellow flags get removed finally for Tamascal's car that exited the pit lane as well. As we come back on, lap 11 of 26 now becomes lap 12 of 26. So we're nearing half distance and no sign of that rain just yet, but fantastic mathematicians are having to work on this title protagonist battle that was at the moment, because it's quite clear cut. It's Leroy Brown's finishing in 4th position. He'll be 2 points clear to Harvey Cohen. But if Cohen gets that lead back, it all opens up again because there's so many gaps between the P2 and P4.
It's going to be a close one. Look, you can see now I'm looking at Harlem's cockpit. You can see how dark it's got within these last 3 laps. You know, lap 8, I remember saying, oh, it's a lot darker than it was on lap 1. And then lap 12, the whole sky is grey. So the rain's going to be here. Possibly lap 15, 16 might be the cut-off point for when it's like, right, we're on to inters or possibly wets. Or the rain's that light, it stays for a lap and then goes.
And do you then, if the track's not going to be wet, everyone's got to change their strategy? Because I bet they're all gone for inters, the next stop, when they could need slicks and soft tyres. So anything could happen.
Yeah, it's going to be odd.
We're only halfway through the race, by the way, and this is already getting insane. So stay with us as the action ramps back up again. Ethan Watkins leads this race by 0.5 of a second to Harvey Cohen, and now the top 5 all in a nice little line with each other as well, and Cameron Downs is just about joining the tail end of this fight as well. So Ethan Watkins must be feeling like Villeneuve at Jarama in the 1981 race to Spain. So it's just getting absolutely insane.
Yeah, I don't know that Spain. That race in Spain, because I wasn't born for the 23 years. So
neither was I. I wasn't born for another 19 odd. But either way, Villeneuve had a problem where down the straights, the Ferrari wasn't fast enough, had a misfire problem, but it was really quick in the corners. So he gained time in the corners, but he lost it on the straights. So I think across the line, there was about 5 cars were separated by about 0.4 of a second or something, wasn't it?
Jesus.
Speed up there, and it could happen again.
It could do, we never know.
Nicely,
But we you look at Isfan, he's in 3rd. He had a pretty good start off the line. Got past, I think was it Leroy and no, it wasn't Harlem. He had to get past Leroy.
And Harlem Marquez, no, he got to get past Cameron Downs, didn't he? Because Cameron started quite high up on the grid.
Yeah,
as
one
well.
Of the
But very wide there actually from Ethan Watkins coming through the first corner, proves the MotoGP now, coming through turn 9 at Cops as well. So he'll get a warning for that one as we head down the Hanger Straight. Everybody probably knows why it's called the Hanger Straight, but if not, it's because these are where the Bombers and Spitfires used to be housed back in the Second World War when this was an RAF base. So the Hanger Straight literally used to have hangers on it. And meantime, Killen Race K is going to blast up the inside of Menno into Stowe Corner, and Menno's going to come right back in him and go side by side, wheel-to-wheel stuff as well. And Killen's just got the inside line, breaks into Vale. Menno's going to try and get the switch back. Don't think he can. He's had to back out of it once again. Yes, he has. So Killen Race K stays 12th.
Very nice from them two there, fighting really hard. But obviously, Killen's got a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. So he's, at the moment, obviously 13th. So Menno doesn't really need to push too hard. But obviously, Menno wants to get it on track. Because why wouldn't you? But look at the issue now his fans got. He's got a flashing light, which obviously means he's got low ERS. Issue is now, Leroy Brown's right behind him because the mediums have died.
Pit stop window's open for the pair of them. Pit stop is open for the pair of them. So the little blue light has come on for both Harvey and Leroy. So my guess is it'll be Harvey pitting this lap because he's on the medium compound tyre. And Leroy is right on the back of Mr. Van Nagy coming through Cops down to Maggoton back. It's going to be hard to make a move there unless Leroy Brown thought about a move on the inside line. Generally thought he's going to slip through there. And this is giving Harlan Marquez the attention he needs to close back up. It's like a big splash of cold water as we head down. Leroy goes to the outside line. Mr. Van Nagy looks like he's standing still as he's mugged by the pair of them down towards Stowe Corner. Beautiful move.
Yeah, these mediums are completely dead. So Harvey's going to start losing time and Leroy's going to be able to gain on Harvey very quickly. And that's not what Harvey wants. You know, currently Leroy wins the championship by a couple of points. because obviously, you know, Harvey needs to be first. Leroy needs to be fourth at this point, which obviously isn't happening. They're currently second and third. Bogdan takes the fastest lap, which is very helpful for him.
So that's 9th and fastest lap. That now puts him on 89 points. But that would put Harvey Cohen with 2nd position as another penalty for Menno. One did come up again for Killam. As well as coming down, maybe having a look at Nagy. So while I look down at my computer, if anything changes, you can shout, Richie. So at the moment, Harvey Cohen is finishing in P2. That will put him on 92 points. Leroy Brown finishing in P3 will put him on 97. And for Bogdan finishing 9th with the fastest lap puts him on 89. So Leroy Brown is still the champion as Cameron Downs, who got eliminated from the championship last weekend, tried to go right round the outside of Nagy in towards Copse. Another great one.
Very nice from Cameron Dowds. Perfect move. Gets him into 5th now. Puts his fan down to 6th. And now Harvey's at the 1 second gap to Ethan. And Harlem is right behind Leroy. Is this a chance for Harlem to put himself into that top 3? Obviously, he'll be wanting to help his teammates. He's currently down in 9th. That says he's got the speed. He has got the speed. He's going to make the move up the inside into Stowe. And that is possibly a move for Harlem. But Leroy's going to keep fighting back. And Leroy has to avoid collision. So backs off. Just at the little last part of Stoke. Lefted also on the back of Jack, but still not close enough to make a move. And then Bogdan Moldovan needs to start catching up onto the back of Lefted.
Ethan Watkins has taken that fastest lap as into the pit. Oh, and that is Killam Race K with another mistake. And is he actually, where is he? Is he through the fence? Oh, he's had to reset the track. Yeah.
Oh, the rain.
It's raining.
The rain.
Yes, and off goes Ethan. Ethan's gone wide. The rain is coming down at Silverstone. And now this is going to be the thing. If it's affecting the grip, who's going to box? They've all passed the pit lane. So this is going to be great. Killam Race K comes into the pit lane. This will be for intermediates then already. And now, like Murray Walker, look at the rain. Look at the rain. This is going to play nicely. Harlem's up into 2nd position. Harvey Cohen's gone down to 3rd and is battling with Leroy Brown. Lefted's past Esteban Nagy's dropping back. But here comes Leroy Brown on the inside, coming through Cobb's corner, and Harvey jumps out the way. Leroy takes 3rd, and within the championship, Harvey's dropping back. He's on the medium tyres that have got the most degradation. They're not playing ball with the weather, and this is going to change everything as the DRS gets disabled.
No, that was intense. Has Harvey got a puncture?
I don't know. Let's have a look.
He looks like it to me. He's front right. Looks a bit odd.
I think
he's front right. He's front right, yeah.
Puncture. Oh, Harvey Cohen. Can he get into the pit lane? You're right. Great spot by
Cohen.
Oh, and that is Humphries going ahead of him, and they're all in there. And Harvey Cohen gets a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. The championship is over. Finito. No way back from that. As everybody dives into the pit lane. Now, Harlan Marquez takes the lead. Leroy Brown stays out. So does Cameron. Everyone else dives in for intermediates. The pit lane gets busy. McLaren did have to stop double stack due to Harvey's puncture. Leroy's going out a brand new set of intermediates. And the thing with this pit lane is that it's the shortest of the year. You completely
Harvey onto the wets.
Harvey's onto full wets while he's playing a big gamble.
He is. He's indeed. There's a big difference between the full wets and the inters, so Harvey wants it to get even wetter, which obviously everyone else doesn't want it to happen.
It might. This is playing into the hands, everything. So, Harlan Marquez 2nd, Leroy Brown stays 3rd, Moldovan stays 9th, Harvey's down to 7th, but with 5 seconds to serve, and Killam Race K gets the same penalty, 5 seconds, as Killam's actually retired from the race. Now, has he done that in the pit lane or on the track? He's done that in the pit lane. That's good news.
Yes, but this is Jay on Harvey Cohen now. You can see those wets just aren't up to temperature, and that is the move done for Jay. Puts him in 7th, puts Harvey down to 8th. Just for now, Harvey won't be able to fight back just yet, but hopefully if he gets more wet, Harvey could potentially be challenging for the win, possibly. But the top 4 all separated. Yeah, all the top 4 separate within about 3 seconds, I think it is, collectively.
And it's getting wetter. It is actually getting wetter out there. It's not heavy rain, but the track is getting a lot darker. There's a lot more standing water starting to appear on the circuit as well. And already, Harlan Marquez is up into 2nd position, having to fight for control. No DRS. This is Bogdan on the back of Harvey, and this is crucial for the championship. If Bogdan can get through, Harvey tries to force him off. Bogdan says, see you later to Harvey. They go side by side. Wet tyre, not up to temperature, and Bogdan Bogdan takes 8th position. Well, that's changed the championship. Harvey's now completely out of it, even if he wasn't completely out of it before.
This is going to be an intense one. We've got, 8 laps left. Leroy is currently 3rd. Bogdan 8th. Harvey in 9th. This has changed hands so many times, this race between Harvey and Leroy. Look at those wets. Really not up to temperature. But, we'll say right now, Harvey's in 9th. Give it 2 laps. Just say it does go full wets. Then Harvey will be able to jump everyone as everyone needs pit for wets. So,
and can he get 5 seconds though? 1 safety car and his race is over. He could theoretically jump back through, but he needs to be 5 seconds clear. Whoever's in 2nd position. This race is getting crazy, and it is getting wetter.
It is. This is getting more intense by the minute. If we said we had a full dry race, we're like, right, yeah, that's going to be interesting. Now we've had wet tyres thrown into the mix. This makes it even more interesting because. Look, Harvey started 1st or 2nd, and has now moved down to 9th after pitting when he was like 5th because he had a puncture somehow.
I think he must have had contact somewhere and we missed it on the board, or maybe it happened and we just didn't see the puncture immediately.
Yeah.
But,
Bartos.
Looking on the inside of Harvey now for the P10. Looks on the inside line. And, well, if Harvey's not careful, he's going to get more time penalties because he's drifting off the track. But look at the standing water coming through Maggots and Beckett's. It's getting a bit ready for full wets, maybe.
Yeah, but look, Harvey just can't carry the car through. He's lost 6/10.
Oh,
yeah, this is
there's this man.
Not good for Harvey at all. He's now put himself down into P11. So currently scoring no points. Which is
back
not
to 80.
What he wants, yeah. This has really gone bad for Harvey, but really well for Leroy Brown, who's currently in 3rd, and Harlem seems to be getting closer and closer to Ethan Watkins now in towards turn 2.
Ethan was having a problem coming out of club corner as well, and Harlem is dancing around with this Alpha. He's loving these conditions as well. He's looking to the inside line, can't find a way through there. Leroy's just sitting back patiently. He's done everything he needed to do, finish inside the top 10, score points, and you have a shot at being the champion. As it stands, he is the champion as well, where then should be a promotion up to F3 if we understand it. And Ethan at the moment leading the way by 0.8 of a second to Harlem Marquez.
Yeah, but you can see Harlem seems to lose a little bit of time when it comes down the straights. He's got a little bit more downforce over Ethan because you can see Ethan's a lot more twitchy in the corners. But Leroy, he's got an all-round good setup. He seems to be fine everywhere. Not amazing anywhere, but just fine everywhere. Left did currently 2.1 seconds back of Jack, and Jack 1.8 seconds back of Cameron. So this is giving the top 4 a pretty good chance at staying in that top 4. Cameron Dowd's had a pretty good race, hasn't he?
He has. He's been the quiet underdog, I think. He's always been there. We've mentioned him once or twice, but superb British Grand Prix. And I think also, credit where credit's due to Ethan Watkins, he has been the top dog all day, no matter all the conditions. Yeah. He's always taken the lead.
But look at Menno going up the inside of Harvey. Whew, that was a close one.
Close. Harvey had to jump out, and that was through Beckett's as well. So Menno's got some supreme, as James Hunt would put it as well, things below to make the move there to Harvey Cohen. I was going to say it, then the name went out my mind as well. But just think of when he was talking to Sterling Moss after 1976, and you've pretty much got it. Anyway, Harlem Marquez is closing back up to Ethan Watkins as well. Leroy Brown, P3, Cameron Dowds, P4. Richie has pointed out, big snap there from Harlem Marquez. He's struggling with the conditions now through this slowest part of the track as well. The section that was added back in 2010 in order to secure Silverstone, the future of the British Grand Prix. As Esteban Nagy now loops it round the loop and into Aintree, fighting the car. DRS disabled, and I must say, Harvey now in last position, by the way, as we've already discussed, and he's 1.8 seconds off. No, he's made the wrong call.
He has. But, we've still got 6 laps left. Anything could happen. It could get full wet. It could stay into us. We don't know. Obviously, Harvey needs it to go wet. He definitely needs that. Otherwise, he's out this race completely. But the thing is,
Inters has the right tyres at the moment.
Yeah, he's just took a gamble, hasn't he? And it's at the moment not paid off because those it just isn't wet yet.
I'm worried, is he going to kill those wet tyres? Whoa,
that was a big one.
He big snap, and he held that beautifully as well.
He
I hope
did
he doesn't
indeed.
have power steering. My God, the instant feedback wheels. We're seeing with Jana Watmir the amount of torque they have. That would have really been a wrestle control. As well as Harlem's closing out to the back of Ethan Watkins now. The direct wheels is the word I was searching for.
Yeah. But Harlan Marquis on the back of Ethan Watkins now, yet again, coming up towards turn 1. 6 tenths of the gap, so the gap's starting to get a little bit bigger every time we enter turn 1 now. Last time it was 2, well, a couple of laps ago it was 2 tenths, now it's 6. But Harvey's losing more times. He had a bit of a snap because he's 4.1 seconds abreast of Menno. So maybe he's had a bit of a snap or a spin, something, you know, a bit of a half spin possibly.
Yeah,
So,
he has. I've put him on my second screen here in the comms box, and Harvey had a bit of a moment coming through Vale, so he's dropped more time.
But that's not what he wants. You know, this is pretty much over for Harvey. Unless he goes wet, maybe next lap. Because currently, if he was to pit, let's have a little look at the leader. He's 22 seconds behind Ethan. So, it's a close one.
18 seconds you lose for a pit stop here in dry conditions. In the wet, it's added up to 22.
Yeah.
So he's just on that cusp.
It's going to be a close one. Indeed. He's obviously got to get 5 seconds on the person who's in first. But the thing is, obviously, you know, we saw Jack overtaking the pit lane. So could that have possibly influenced that 5 second in any way?
Possibly. I wonder if that 5 seconds might actually get taken off.
Yeah, but I doubt it will. So we'll keep it as it stands that he's got 5 seconds. So we'll look at Istvan, who's right on the back of Istvan Nagy now. No, Istvan's on the back of Bartos. I don't even know what I was on about. Coming through Magnussen Beckett's now. Istvan's had a pretty good race. Obviously dropped down to 10th now. Why did he drop down that far? Because I wasn't in third. Oh, there he goes. Up the inside of Bartos into 9th now. Very, very nice for him indeed.
He was on the medium compound, wasn't he? And he dropped back when the rain started to come down as well. That's why he dropped further back down outside the top 10. Fordy's back up now to P9. But Bartos 10th, Menno 11th, Cohen 12th, all with penalties. Everybody else remaining penalty-free with a couple of laps to go. The only good thing is that you get to call Ethan Watkins taking his first win, and I get to call Leroy Brown get the champion. Then you get to interview the champion. So that's going to be fun.
It will. Hopefully Leroy Brown pops in for a chat. If anyone in the chat is speaking to Leroy Brown, please tell him to come into the chat. We haven't spoken to him yet at all this season, so it'd be nice to get a word from the championship leader and also from Bogdan and Harvey, who it hasn't gone well for them two, has it, today? Bogdan started 11th, and he's now 8th, and Harvey started 2nd, and he's currently 12th.
Yeah, day to forget though, but they've both been absolutely amazing this season. Some great racing as well. Both of them, the only drivers this season to take 2 back-to-back victories as well. Bogdan did it in Belgium and Italy as well, and then we had Harvey doing it in the last 2 races, of course, at Sao Paulo. And he did a triple, didn't he? He won it in Sao Paulo, he won in Saudi Arabia, and then he won last time in America. Yeah, so Harvey's done the triple. The only one to do the triple in a row.
Yeah,
but,
so
an event this weekend.
But it's not looked good for him. He's now 9 seconds off the back of Menno. So that strategy that he tried doing has not paid off. Istvan gets a 5-second penalty. I mean, 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. That would put Harvey up into 9th, but obviously don't because he's 10 seconds back, effectively. Harlem is closed into Ethan now. It was about 1 second, now it's 5 tenths, and Leroy's 2 seconds behind those two.
I'd like a race win to go for Harlem as well. He hasn't had one so far this year. He was second at Monza as well, and he was second in Mexico, but has yet to take the top honours this season as well. So fingers crossed he can do it, because he's only 5 tenths back to Ethan, as Bartos now he's fighting with Istvan Nagy, but this with the same amount of points. I think Bartos has got 6 seconds, Istvan's got 3. So, sorry, George, Bartos is going to take 10th position for now.
Well, for now, but it all could change.
Yeah.
And Leroy's seemed to have lost a little bit of pace. We've gone Baldy Jack and Cameron, who started to close into Leroy now. Leroy currently in P3 is, as it stands, a champion, and will probably be champion at the end of the race.
I just stand corrected. Bartos Moa has got 3 seconds worth of penalties, the same as Istvan Nagy, so they are actually fighting for position. So don't worry, George. 9th place is still on the board.
Yeah.
Take a look at that. So you've still got a chance to get 9th in that Ferrari. The solo Ferrari in this race, I remind you. As we've got 2 Alfa Romeos with Harlem and Bogdan. But Bartos the only Ferrari taking part this weekend. Big twitch there from Mr. Van Nagy coming out of Chapel and down the hanger straight. He's going to have to do this on pace and no DRS. And without DRS as well in these conditions, overtaking is now impossible.
Yeah, indeed it is. And yeah, Bottas doesn't have the top speed to get past this van, so that will look like a 10th position. Most likely for this van, as we're looking at Harlan out the inside of Ethan in towards turn 3. Look at Ethan squeezing Harlan on that inside line. Ethan goes wide, nearly spins, and Harlan's gone.
And it's close. The wheel to wheel, they bang, and Ethan takes the lead. Oh, and now it's over George. Bottas got through the 3 seconds. But Ethan Watkins keeps the lead. Harlan's now under pressure from Leroy Brown as well, and Cameron Downs has joined the fight.
Such a nice battle from those top 2 there. Ethan, a 3-second penalty.
It's over. Harlan Marquez will take the win then. It's impossible to get 3 seconds in 2 laps. And it's game over.
Oh,
and
Jack Humphries
is disconnected.
This is all going bad for everyone. Harvey Cohen gets 3 seconds as well. I don't know why I said that so loud, because it doesn't even matter. He's 14 seconds behind. But still, it's all happening on the lap 24.
I think it's getting heavier, you know. I think that's the reason all coming off the track. Oh, well, it's come at the wrong time. So Harlan Marquez can just stay in 2nd position. And Leroy Brown now takes 2nd overall, which gives him the championship with 99 points. He's got 99 points, but the championship ain't won.
No. It's been a good race, but it looks like the wins for Harlan, unless Ethan got a penalty that was not legit, which is very unlikely because we can see now after the game's been improving a lot. Well, improving a bit. The double warnings and stuff has kind of not happened as much, so the chances are it's a legit penalty. So as it stands, obviously Harlan's a winner, followed by Leroy and Cameron, who's taken a podium, which is very nice for Cameron indeed, as he's only had, 1 or 2 podiums this season?
Taking a quick look at the results. Where is it? Cameron Downs. 2nd place in Japan. Only one. Only 1 podium as well for Cameron back in Japan, round 5 of the season as well. So that's a surprise to me. He was the consistent one. Cameron scored points in every single round this season. The only driver to do so. He is the most consistent driver.
Did he score points in Kota?
Cameron, 4.
So if he scores points here today, he's the only ever driver, maybe even in PSGL this season, to score points at every single race.
And not win the championship.
Win the championship.
Yeah, I know. That's kind of like, that's too cruel. Oh, lefted round the outside. And that's of course because Jack's disconnected, isn't it?
Yeah, that is indeed because of Jack's disconnection. But we're nearly at the final lap of the race. We're on the penultimate lap. The end of the penultimate lap nearly for Ethan Watkins, and pretty much the start of the penultimate lap for Harvey Cohen. I can't get that word out. Penultimate. Such a hard word.
I've almost got some tears in my eyes. I don't want this season to end. It's been amazing. Only Kota was a dud, wasn't it, in terms of racing? Every other has been an absolute classic. And even Kota gave us a dramatic last lap. That set the title up nicely.
It did. But I think me and Josh obviously want to say thank you to Connor and Jess, obviously, for giving us the chance here to commentate F4. We commentated F4 last season, but it didn't go as well due to many game bugs and inactivity from some of the drivers. So obviously, we only commentated on 3 races last season. Obviously, this season, we managed to commentate on every single race as a pair, which is very nice. And obviously, we've looked forward to this whole season. I remember saying to Josh before it started, this is going to be a good one. And I think we can both confirm it has been a brilliant season.
Yes. This has been one of the best. Constant drama, 3-way fight for the title as well. Never a dull race. Maybe Kota, but even that had its moment. But honestly, from start finish, you didn't know where to look. And even now, in the final lap of the race here at Silverstone, we've still got drama as Ethan Watkins, with the penalty, is going to lose the race lead to Harlan Marquez across the line. Harlan Marquez will win for the first time this year. Leroy Brown will finish 3rd on the road, but will take the championship, which means that Richie gets to call the finish and I get to call the champion. But they're going to be quite close together, so let's see.
That'll be really quick.
Both of us, Looks like they've all settled down now. I thought Cameron might go for 3rd to get a podium, but he's already got it, so he's going to sit behind Leroy. What a season it's been into the last couple of corners to you, Richie.
And then we can see Ethan Watkins coming in towards Vale Chicane. Now, obviously, would be the winner if he didn't have that penalty, but now he's going to be demoted all the way down to 4th. So that's an unfortunate end to Ethan Watkins' race as Ethan Watkins comes up to the line and takes the win on track. But Harlan Marquis, for the first time this season, takes the win here in Silverstone.
And Leroy Brown crosses the line and is the season 31 PSGL PCF4 World Champion. He's been consistent throughout the year, and the man who won the season opener takes the crown 11 weeks later. Brilliant from Leroy Brown.
Whew, what an amazing championship that was. Leroy, at the start of the season, it was like, right, he's got it. Halfway through the season, it's like, oh, Bogdan's closing in. Maybe he hasn't got it as easy. And then Harvey jumped in as well and thought, oh, maybe this isn't going to be as easy as Leroy wanted. But Leroy has fought through it all and has come home to take champion. You know, well done. And I can see in the chat, everyone really, really happy for Leroy. You got George, you got Connor, Luke, all GG to Leroy. Well, amazing season it has been. And Harlem, with his first win of the season on the last race, and Cameron Dowd's taking his second podium of the season and scoring points in every single round without fail. Something no one else in PSGL PCF4 has done.
Yeah. Well, unbelievable. What a season. What a record-breaking season we've had as well. And Harlan Marquez then takes his first ever win, as Richie said. Second place for Leroy Brown, third for Cameron Downs as well. Only his second podium of the year, but becomes, as you said, Richie, the most successful driver ever. Talk us through the results.
Yep, Harlan takes the win by just over a second over Leroy Brown, who is the season 31 champion. And then Cameron Dowd takes his second podium of the season, followed by Ethan Watkins, who would have won, but unfortunately had his 3-second time penalty, so we got demoted to fourth with the fastest lap. So that gives him an extra point. And then Lefted, followed by Humphreys, Vahaj, and then one of the championship rivals, Bogdan Moldovan, takes 8th, followed by Isfan and Menno take out the top 10. Barcelona takes 11th, and Harvey Cohen, unfortunate for him, looked like he was going to come home possibly with the victory, finished 12th due to a bad pit stop and also a bit of a puncture on the final lap before the pits. And then Killian Reiskay and Tamascal both retired in the pit lane. So no retirements on track and no safety cars.
Yeah, that's a great race. And we've got Ethan waiting for us in the waiting room. So I'll drag him into the commentary box as well.
Let's get him in.
Ethan, can you hear us? Congratulations, your first race win. How does it feel?
On track, yeah, feels good, I guess. All through all that race, I never had a break. You know, had Harvey Cohen behind me, and then in front of me, and then again behind me, just putting pressure on, and then the same with Harlem at the end of the race. Everything was fine until the rain, and the force feedback got like super difficult. So I started. Yeah, I was getting a bit fatigued, and I was like, "Oh, this is just the race to be over." And I got that 3-second penalty, which I don't think I should have gone. I was going like pretty much nearly standstill when I extended, and it gave me the penalty. But I can't appeal for it because at the end I had to push really hard. Yeah, and I got the extensions again. But
does it feel good then to win on the road going into, if you come back next season as well, that you can stay in front of everyone? Because we were saying in the commentary, you were 100% the best driver out there in these conditions. You managed the dry really well. You managed the wet change over incredibly well as well. A win on the road as well is a win on the road. Everybody now knows that you're the one to look up to in those conditions as well.
Yeah.
If you do come back well, are you going to run for the championship?
I'd like to hope so. There's no point to race if you're not winning for the going for the championship. So definitely.
I tell you what, though, Ethan, that was fantastic. And just tell me about these force feedback as well, because we saw there was a few drivers having snaps out there as well. With the force feedback, then, does it physically take the wheel out of your hands, sort of go woof like that? You can't control it, or is it more about the vibrations and the muscles in your arms as well that get fatigued over the time?
I think it's more the weight into the steering, so it's a lot heavier trying to turn in and trying to stay on traction at the same time. So you're trying to keep your steering as still as possible, but you're also fighting the car wanting to steer back into the center. So
Ethan, anything for you, Richie? Because
no, we've got a lot of people in here waiting. So thanks, Ethan, for joining us today. Brilliant effort, and we hope to see you next season.
Yeah, cheers. Thank you, guys.
Good
Thank you,
ride.
Ethan. See you later.
Right, so
See
we're
you.
going to drag in the top three. So we're going to drag in Leroy, Harvey, and Bogdan. So welcome in, Leroy,
top three.
champion. How does it feel?
Feels okay. Yes.
Oh, well, no, I was expecting more celebrations and more champagne moments as well.
No, it's so hot in my room right now. I just can't.
But still, that was amazing, start to finish. Obviously, the first couple of rounds, you looked pretty set on the championship. Then obviously Bogdan closed in. Coming into round 8 to 9, was you starting to get worried of Bogdan possibly getting you in the championship?
Yeah, I just kept making mistakes, which were very stupid. So I had to bring it back in the last two rounds, basically. So.
Which you did very well. Obviously, qualifying, you seemed to drop off, possibly around I think both the Italy races, and then obviously coming into rounds 10 and 11, you really picked it up. Was it second or first in round 10, and obviously here you got second, which is really nice. And obviously rounds the championship off with a podium. Obviously, apart from the mistakes you made, do you think you could possibly? Is there anything you clearly think you could have done better?
Not really. I mean, I think I think when it was that glitch where you started on 70-degree tires.
Yeah.
I think that's where my advantage was. And then it started to fall away after that patch. So I think that period of the season was where I had an advantage over other people.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't think there was much more I could do differently. I just drove the same the whole season.
Yeah, but so obviously going into next season, you'll most likely be in F3 because you're the champion. Do you think you'll be able to perform well there, or?
Well, depends. I mean, I know there's more people in the higher the tier, the more you got to practice, because a lot of people want to make it to esports, so you got to put more effort in. So more like not double, more like 5 times the amount.
Yeah. But still, amazing. Obviously, rounding off the championship, absolutely amazing. Josh, anything from you for Leroy?
Just a round of applause for a well-done title fight. It was absolutely amazing from start to finish. Congratulations, Leroy, champion of season 31. Well done.
Thank you. And next up we have
Bogdan Moldovan. First last year, second this year. It was a close fight, but I think the question, Bogdan, to start with, and don't go off, but what happened out there? What went wrong?
Well, the first, I don't want to find excuses or anything, but I felt really bad going through this week. So, yeah, I just came to the race with my mindset that I just need to finish and see what happens. But yeah, the competition was really good. I had a really nice time with Harvey and Leroy. Yeah, the race went okay. I had really good race pace, but again, I made a mistake in qualifying, started on the back, and in Silverstone it's really hard to overtake in the DRS train. So yeah, and after that I came, I think, to P7, but when the pit stops came, I got held up in the pits for like 1 or 2 seconds, and I lost the position there. And after that I couldn't get well with the intermediate tires, and yeah, that was it. Either way, even if I was faster on the inters, Leroy did an amazing job to keep the P2, P3, and yeah, nothing I could have done there. And I want to congratulate him on that.
Very sporting of you, and I don't want to keep you talking too long because I know you're not well. So massively well done for getting up and racing today. It must have been really horrible. Hopefully you'll be in F3 next season as well after another great season here in F4. So you go and take care of yourself and get some rest as well. Third place in the championship. Cameron, if you are listening as well, get up into the box. We'll drag you in as well for chat as well. We want to hear from you. Third then in the championship, Harvey Cohen. Harvey, it was going so well. At one point, you were leading the race. You were level on points with Leroy, but you had the championship on count back, and it all went away as soon as the rain hit. You pitted with a puncture, we understand, just at the right time when the rain came down. But talk us through it from your point of view. What happened out there today?
Yeah, I mean, I just want to first off congratulate Leroy on the title. I mean, he's been stunning all season, honestly. His pace has been mental, and Bogdan as well. Those two have been rapid, just constantly at the top. But yeah, I mean, race didn't go to plan. I didn't come into this with a lot of confidence. Silverstone's usually my worst track, has been on every single racing game I've played on. So it shocked me a little bit when I bottled pole at the final corner, and then when I was leading, yeah, took a different strat. I thought the rain was going to come earlier, I can't lie. And then yeah, got the puncture. Me and my race engineer were debating hitting one lap earlier for inters and risking it, but yeah, at the end of the day, we didn't. Got a puncture which hurt us, and then took a gamble, seeing that I was going to go to heavy rain pretty quickly. Also, I thought going on to wets and kind of at that position, my thought process was, I was behind my teammate and nearly behind Bogdan, so I had to do something different if I wanted to capitalize majorly. But yeah, didn't pay off, but was still a good race, and I've enjoyed these last couple of races.
We've enjoyed watching them as well. Triple winner as well this season as well. Does that give you more confidence going into season 32, whether you remain in F4 or more than likely to get bumped up into F3 with the rest of our top three?
Yeah, it gives me a lot of confidence. I actually know that now. I practice. Kind of for the whole season, I had things going on outside of the F1 game that were taking a lot of my time, and it meant I was getting no practice in. And then things changed, and I kind of started putting in a bit of practice, and I've slowly been improving. You know, and I think it's been clear to see in my race results. So yeah, I've got a lot of confidence going into next season. I know that if I am in F3, I can challenge for the title, but we'll just have to see.
Absolutely, and now I'll hand over to Richie to
Yep.
talk us through some more interviews. As well.
Harvey, amazing race, obviously, and yeah. But next up we have Harlem.
Hello. Hello.
First race win. How does it feel?
Yeah, feels good. I mean, had to come on the last race of the season. Of course, that would happen to me. But yeah, no. Couple of mistakes in quali. I mean, I still had P2, which obviously is good. But I'm quite a perfectionist, and I was still kind of annoyed at myself, even though I had a good quali for once. But yeah, then the race start happened, and I got overtaken by Harvey, I think, and then Leroy, and I was like, oh well, my race is in the mud now. I'm not gonna get anything. But then, luckily, the medium tires died, and my hard tire start strategy worked, and it allowed me to, gain back the positions I lost. And then after that, when it really went to the rain, it started to, the inters. It was, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I had a bit more pace because I don't know. From my own board, it looked like he was kind of, I don't know, braking late and missing some corners. So then he got the pen, so I knew I didn't have to worry too much because I know overtaking, even in the dry, is hard.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a good race. I'm happy with it.
But obviously, start of the season, your performances weren't too high, and then obviously coming in after the week break, you seem to really ramp up position and be able to get quite a few good scoring races.
Yeah, I feel like Austria was like the first race of the season, a lot of pressure. I feel like everyone was feeling the pressure there. And actually, before I moved from Alpine, I actually went into the back of my teammate in that race. So he spun and I spun. So that kind of ruined both our races there.
Yeah.
And then, we had Miami. I spun myself from P3 early on. And then in Spa on the last lap, of course, I had that collision with Bogdan.
Yeah.
And then we ended up both out of the points. Oh, I don't know about him, but I know I did. So that kind of put my championship hopes down the drain. But
yeah,
I think I recovered well to, I think, is it fourth now on the standings?
Yeah, fourth.
So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens next season.
Obviously, development drive for Alpha. Do you think that has given you any more confidence, obviously, going into next season?
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of one of those things that was, I don't want to say open secret because I know some people knew and some people didn't.
Yeah.
But that was one of those things that happened, and obviously you get decent setups and you get knowledge of how to, do specific tracks in a really good way, and I feel like that really helped. But yeah, obviously, I don't know. I feel like I just put in a lot of hours recently, so I'm just glad that it's slowly paying off.
Yeah. Amazing. Well, yeah, thanks for joining us, and thanks to the top three for joining us. It was amazing to have you all in here for a chat. And yeah, well, you're all free to go if you want to.
Yeah, you can disappear. Vanish.
Congratulations to everyone.
Congratulations, Leroy, and GG's to the other two. Good job.
Yeah, GG's all season, please.
Yeah. We'll see you guys next season. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
I love that. It's literally they're all disconnecting one by one. I love that as well. As they come through. Well, just a couple of things to talk to you about then as well before we sign off from the season as well. Key dates for your diaries as well. Now, today on the 6th of October, you can join us back as well for the sign-ups for PCF2 to F6. On the 7th of October, you can sign up for the rest of the PC tiers as well. On the 8th of October, you can sign up for the PS F1 to F8 tiers. On the 9th of October, you can sign up for the rest of the PS tiers as well from PlayStation. On the 13th of October, the public sign-ups open. So anybody, if you want to get involved and want to start racing in Premier Sim Gaming League as well, join in then as well. The 13th is the date to remember. Sign-ups close for everything on the 20th of October, and the event trials close as well on the 21st of October. And at the end of the October as well, we'll have our tier announcements. That all leads in to our first race of the season. 11 races coming up next year as well. Well, season 32 from the 6th and 10th of November all the way until the 1st and 6th of Feb. So a nice little short calendar. Still 11 races with a week off for Christmas as well. And we start in Spain before going to Bahrain, Netherlands, Canada, Monaco, Silverstone again as well. Then we take a break for Christmas before wrapping up the season with Portugal. Back on the calendar at Portimao. It's always a great race. Made my debut there as well last season. Then we're off to Belgium, Australia, United States, and Abu Dhabi as well. But I think I'm really looking forward to Monaco being on the calendar as well.
And me. That's definitely the one I'm Carry on.
I know, go for you first.
I was going to say, Monaco's the one I'm really excited for the most next season. Definitely my favourite. And then also Portimao. We haven't really seen much racing on this game or even last game, so that's going to be nice to see what the guys can do there.
Yeah, I've only seen one race at Portimao. That was the debut I did last season with PSGL as well. So I'm looking forward to going back there as well. Richie, I've got to thank you for being an amazing commentary partner this season as well. I think we've done amazing, if I do say so myself and blowing my own trumpet, but I've enjoyed listening to your commentary. I've enjoyed commentating with you as well. And I've got to ask you, moment of the season and driver of the season.
Oh, that you put me on the spot here. Moment of the season.
I know.
Possibly could be the battle between, was it Harlem and Bogdan in Kota?
Yeah.
That could be for me. And then the driver of the season, there's so many to call.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go with Bogdan. Because even though, Leroy Brenner's won that championship, but Bogdan is, he's outperformed, especially when he's qualifying, he's outperformed completely about half the season. He's qualified.
Half the season, he's been
pretty below that top 8. I can't get my words out. And then he's managed to get himself into that top 5 and still be potential for the championship. So he's going to have to drive the season for me. But in terms of, obviously, points, Leroy takes it. And, what about you? Who's your moment of the season driver?
Moment of the season, I think, is the last 5 laps we had at Monza. I thought that was fantastic. And that last lap as well, constant side-by-side action. Didn't know who won the race until they crossed the line. Promoted your favourite moment, your word of the season as well, when you absolutely lost it in the box. I think that was a fantastic race. I think Silverstone was right up there as well with a great race. Driver of the season, I was going to say Harvey Cohen as well. 3 races in a row, brilliant race for a win. Swapped teams, of course, became the McLaren development driver. But I do agree with you as well. The champion, Leroy Brown, amazing start to the year, winning two of the opening 3 races. Absolutely fantastic as well. But there's been so many to choose from this year as well. And it's been brilliant.
Obviously, hopefully next season we're back here in F4, possibly another tier, depending on what's decided. But
happens,
hopefully we'll be together again.
For sure. I'm keeping that. But we're going to have to wrap up as well. So I'll let you have the last words. I'll just say thanks. Go on. Let's take it, Jazz. I want to say thanks to everybody for watching as well. It's been a great season, and we'll be back in just a month's time, but it can't come soon enough because I'm itching to get going already. Over to you, Richie.
Thanks, Josh. Obviously, for commentating alongside. Your commentating has been amazing, as usual. And I think we make a very good team. But thank you, everyone, yet again, for joining us here for this season. Obviously, it's been an amazing one. It's nice to have everyone in the chat, nearly every race. One honourable mention, Cameron's dad. Been here every single race. I've got to mention you. You've been here every race supporting Cameron, which is what we like to see. Thank you to you for joining us every time. And thank you to everyone else in general for being here. And it was a really nice way to end the season. So we'll speak to you all next time in about a month, where we're back for season 32 in, was it Bahrain?
Spain.
Spain. In Spain. So thank you for joining, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.
This broadcast was brought to you by GT Omega and Grid Rival, proudly supporting PSGL.